So anyway, Chad Wackerman is awesome, and he's a sweetheart, and I'm really glad that he motivated you. So what we're doing here is, interestingly, we're going into the we're going into what is the last page of the Murray Spivack library, right? And I think this is a cool exercise to present, even though there is a chronological order to all of the strokes, and this one is at the end. I think this is really neat. I think that this helps you with the idea of simply just turning your wrists. It involves working on singles, and the conception of the thing is pretty brilliant. So let's see if you can get your head around this. So what you'd want to do is just put your metronome on at 40. Back to matched. Okay, so we know that there is this very, that's one of the things that Chad Wackerman talked about in one of his videos with regards to Murray. He said everything Murray talked about in terms of how to play was about being elegant. This is very elegant. You know, there's no extraneous motion. It's just this beautiful thing, very simple wrist turn. We know the grip is a very simple grip. It lies in the hand. The first finger and thumb come on, flat of the thumb across from the first joint of the first finger. And the stick is laying in the hand. We know that the middle finger is the fulcrum. We know essentially it's a three-finger grip. Really, it's more about getting the timing of these motions. Right? So now what we're going to do is we're not going to be coming up that high. But we know what this turn feels like. Okay. And so if the metronome is on at 40, let me hear. Here, I'll play just a little bit of it for you. So it's just going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. And the last note will end with the metronome. The thing involves one more note each time, and that note is going to land with the metronome. 1 and 2 and 3. Sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 Now 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we have to play that a little faster to fit that in. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Eventually, we're 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and eventually it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. See? And we're just turning our wrists, trying to play in time, right? And learning how to fit in more notes while the metronome guides us, so that we're always starting with the metronome and landing and ending with the metronome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So see if you can do that. Put the metronome on at 40 and start with 5 notes, which we could count as 3. You can count it both ways. We'll get into. So which one are you playing? Stay with the first one. I'll have you move on. So just stay with the first exercise. Don't jump too far ahead. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or we could go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Probably be cool to count it both ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and count it using just counting 5. Now remember, this thing is going to get fast or more fast. I mean, we're only at 40. But so what we want, we don't want to be turning. We want it. You know, often it's said that for more speed, you might not turn as high. Might not turn as high, right? Real challenge is how do you learn how to turn really high with speed, right? Okay. How do you learn to crescendo? So you're turning from low to high, perhaps back to low. These are all the things we're learning to do. And it all comes down to a wrist turn. So in that we know this thing is going to get pretty fast. We're just gonna turn like this. It's a nice, easy wrist turn. See? Now, what I don't want to see is, see now. Remember, we did talk about the fact that at a certain point, right, the wrist activates the arm, just as that. But if we're not turning that high, there's not much movement from the wrist, so that the activation, everything works in proportion. So we really don't want to be, because I see a little bit of this. Whatever you're doing, giving it some English, it's really pure wrist. We're just coming to here.
Am I right in thinking it's really about lifting it up and letting gravity pull it back down, and not pushing it down?
That would be a good way to think. But what's really important for that to work is that we don't involve the arm to lift it up. The wrist lifts it up. It really, truly is a wrist turn. And then you're going to let the whole thing come back down. See? See, it just falls. It just falls. It just falls. Straight up and down. It just falls. Now on the left, how much play is there really? The amount of play involved will only be discovered if you leave everything alone, so that the system can teach you. It will show you. So that means that when I see in your left this kind of loose grip where the stick seems to want to move independently from the hand, that tells me you may be doing something. We don't have to hold the stick real tight. It's laying in my hand, right? Look. Here I am just holding it with the middle finger. Right? And it doesn't bounce around all that much. We're not turning so just come up to here. Go ahead and put the middle finger on just for fun. Just middle finger. So the back of the stick is resting on the palm. Okay, now we really want to I don't want to see you with this kind of thing happening with your arms. Right? I want to see remember we talked about your seat height, and now we need to talk about, because we have this plane, we have the forearm parallel to the floor, and that means that the upper arm is perpendicular to the forearm, which is parallel to the floor, and we're not doing this. See, that's creating tension. That's using muscles you don't need to use. All you do, so let your arms hang by your side so that I know you're not pushing your elbows forward. Thumbs up. Come on up. Leave everything on. Now, where's the floor? Find the floor. Your sticks are there. See, that's not locked in yet. Well, how could it be? You haven't been. This is fairly new to you. Okay, so now just the middle finger, just for fun. Okay, we're looking at the left. You see what just happened? You came up and you came down so fast that you outran the stick. The stick wasn't ready to come. It was still maybe going the other direction, or you accelerated gravity. You accelerated gravity, all right? Which is really a Richard Wilson thing. No, watch. No. See, not having a grip, not having the grip, just the middle finger. And remember, a lot of this technique is based on the fulcrum being the middle finger. Okay. We're just going to lift it up. Just lift it up for me. Yeah, see, the wrist actually lifted it up. And just bring it down, nice and smooth. No, that's better. Yeah, but just bring it down and don't even make a note. Yeah, bring it up smooth. There you go. See, that feels different. And look, you don't even have a grip, and the stick isn't going bloop, bloop, bloop. Now just gently put your first finger and thumb on the guide. Don't change anything. Let it stay in the middle finger. Let your fourth and fifth just hang out. Don't pull them off. Just it can just lay in the whole hand. I don't care right now. Just let it lay in there.
How's that back of the stick? Is it the right spot? It's kind of resting on the muscle, not in the channel, resting on the muscle.
That's fine. That's fine. Just next to the bone. Just next to the bone in that fatty part of the palm. Okay? And so, but I go ahead and let it lay in all your fingers, except for the thumb. Take your thumb off. Can you let it lay in the whole hand, just for fun right now? Yeah. So right now, I just want you to feel the wrist turn. And now put your thumb on nice and easy. There you go. It's much better. There it is. Don't go shoving it down. See, imagine it feeling similar to what it felt like with no grip. What's changed? Now you just put the first finger and thumb on, and you let the stick lie in your hand. There you go. See how nice and gentle? Watch. You just watch. You lift it up and let it come down. Like that. Yeah, you see, it doesn't go flying up independently from the hand. Not much torque at this height. Don't go shoving it down. No, don't go shoving it down, or it won't just lay in your hand. Okay? Good. Do that in the other hand. Really right. Arm and floor. Up, kind of flops around. Just lift it up and let it come down. There. See, you don't have to think much about your grip. It's more about the wrist turn. If you turn properly, it'll take care of all of the other little things that will get in the way right now of us moving along quickly and getting through this exercise. That's much better. Okay, so once again, now to play like that. Metronome on at 40.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and play. Count to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now Remember, really, these exercises are meant to distract us, to test just how deeply embedded these 7 basic strokes are. This is really about technique. I mean, we're not asking for much here, just conceptually. Don't go shutting down, nice and easy. Just lift it up, come right back to that floor with that relaxed arm. Okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're just waiting right at the floor.
4, 5.
At the floor. Now go ahead and count 3.
1 and 2 and 3.
Okay.
And 3.
Now we're going to move to the next one, and we're going to add a note. 1 and 2 and 3 and.
1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and.
Yep.
2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and.
Don't shove it down. Just lift it up. Get that nice wrist turn. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now go to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Don't play tighter. Don't play harder. It's just a faster wrist turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We're fitting more wrist turns into the same amount of space. Now you're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Go playing real hard now. It's like you're waving. It's like you're waving bye-bye. It's not playing. It just happens to be in the way while you're going like this. And 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
Good.
1 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Got it? Cool. Now we're going to 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So this is why it might be easier to count to 5, because at a certain point, it's a tongue twister.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We want to say them nice and evenly because they're a reflection in the sense of
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
the even sound we're trying to create on our surface. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 and.
4, 5.
Now 5 and or 10.
1, 2, 3,
5 and. Don't play harder. Don't play harder. 1, 3, and 4, and 5 and.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and. Was that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and.
6 or 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Don't go banging. You're only making your job harder.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 and.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
6 and. Now we're 12. See, 11 is always to count, to say out loud 11. See, because it has two phrases in it. 11,
Yeah.
9, 11. So maybe it is easier to just, right? Now we're at 6, and.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and.
Now remember, it's going to start the other way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and. Then it starts left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and. Keep counting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and
Now right.
4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and
Now,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and
now it starts right.
4, 5, 6, and
Go to 7.
4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
A little faster. Just turn faster.
6,
Don't get any tighter. Don't do anything with your grip. Faster.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
3, 4, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Go to 7 and.
4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7 and.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and
Goes back and forth in terms of sticking. The right starts, ends on the left, then the left starts.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and
Don't start into this. This isn't going to help.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and
Turn your wrist, turn your wrist, turn your wrist.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and
Now 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Start the other way.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All turns at the same height.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is good. This is a good exercise.
Right? And you were able to understand it. You know, sometimes certain students will have a little bit of a difficulty with regards to the conception. You had no problem in terms of how this thing's put together. It's quite clever, you know.
This is great. Yeah.
And you see what it does for your ability to actually just hold the sticks. You're not doing very much, are you? And you notice we're not doing that whole thing where, because there's other techniques, but we're not utilizing some of the typical approaches where guys, you know, like the free stroke, right? So we're going to bounce it. We're going to bounce and shut it down every time. We're bouncing a ball. That's not what we're doing. We're doing this. Not see, when I go down to come up, I feel a lot of tension every time I bounce that ball.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, and let me just say that you don't want to, let's not be entirely anti-bouncing the ball, because even with the idea of up to come down, you can feel the force of the surface involved. I can imagine it having some, Richard Martinez doesn't seem to have a real problem with the idea, for instance, of bouncing the ball. Jack Verga, on the other hand, it's like, you're lifting it up every time. He's really a purist about that. Mm-hmm. So this stuff is open for discussion. But really how I'm thinking of lifting it up every time. And then if I'm on a surface that doesn't bounce, it's not that big a deal. See? It's the same thing. We're not relying on bouncing that ball every time. It'll also affect how we play doubles, because if we're going to be bouncing that ball, that's going to affect the secondary rebound. We're playing multiple rebounds. So this idea of taking advantage of gravity is a really cool thing, right? And as Richard Wilson would point out, he'd say, you know, if you were on the moon, you know, down would be, you know, up would be real easy, right? and down would be different than, for instance, if you were on Jupiter, then up would be really hard and down would be incredibly easy. Mm-hmm. On this planet, this idea of taking advantage of the physics goes along with gravity as we know it. Mm-hmm. It makes a lot of sense. We're going to become one with the physics on the planet, and as well the natural motions of the human body. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's really all we're doing. Okay, I'm gonna turn off.